Hey babes, my name is Kellyanne and welcome to this 5-part video series on why self-care, #self-care Sunday, doesn't work and how you can access different little spiritual tools and personal growth tools so that you can make self-care work for you. You can make your own version of self-care so that it really turns your engine. In this video, I'm going to talk about why self-care doesn't work and why it's such bullshit that we keep using #self-care when we're referencing super materialistic versions, superficial versions of self-care. Now, before I even get into that, let's just talk about what self-care is and what it's meant to do. Self-care is acknowledging that you are the one and only person who is going to be your best friend, your caregiver for the rest of your life. And that means that the care that you give needs to be funneled back toward yourself so that you can continue feeling good in your body, feeling good in your heart, feeling good in your spirit, in your mind. Every single aspect of the self is meant to become more aligned and more in alignment whenever we participate in self-care activities or self-care states of mind. So the reason self-care has not been actually helping people to take care of themselves is because not only has it been focused on products that are meant to help you like physically care for your body, like we see a lot of body scrubs and massage oils and the crystal rollers and yoga mats and all of these different byproducts of the self-care necessities. Now, the actual real product of self-care necessity, the things that we actually need, which is what necessity means, is to have self-awareness of what we need in the moment, in the present moment. And of course, self-care isn't working when we're so wrapped up in our heads, strung out because we haven't had self-care in so long. It's a vicious fucking cycle. Strung out in our minds, not being able to give ourselves time for self-care, not actually aware of when we need it and when it would serve us best to stop, drop, and rest. But we need this self-awareness in addition to, we need this other thing that I'm going to be talking about in the next video, and that is self-worth. Self-worth, self-compassion, and self-confidence are the three things that we tend to lack, which actually support and provide a solid foundation for making sure that self-care is always happening on a continual basis. But the reason that we start by talking about self-care and that we start with self-worth, the reason that we start with talking about self-worth is because if you don't feel good about taking care of yourself, then you're probably not going to invest time or money or energy or awareness into self-care. So if you don't feel good about it when you are caring for yourself, like if you go and get a mani and pedi and you feel kind of guilty about it, if you run yourself a gorgeous bath and while you're there, you're fighting off feelings of anxiety over all of the things that you're not doing because you're sitting there soaking in hot water, that is impeding you from investing in self-care in the future and making sure that you always have access to not just like the byproducts, not just face masks and, like I said, massage oils, but self-awareness, the actual one necessity that helps to spring all of these other things forth. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about self-worth and where the lack of self-worth came from so that you can start to understand for yourself, within your own personal narrative and within your own personal story, you can start to pick up the pieces and see where those feelings of guilt around taking care of yourself started to come from and how you can start to detangle them. I love you. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and make sure that you stay tuned all the way to the very end, because the last video is where I'm going to be giving all of my tips and tricks for self-care that is manageable and doesn't feel like you're sacrificing anything. Love you, have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day.